Welcome back to our Day of Giving. Just another great video. A reminder, 117 videos we're showcasing throughout this 8-hour live stream, just showcasing the incredible things going on here at this university. Our faculty, our students, what we're doing in teaching, research, and public service. It truly makes SIU one of the best universities, an illustration that we are one of the great universities in the country. We had a great segment with Chancellor Lane. Wow, what an incredible leader. And now we're joined by Todd Bryson, our Associate Chancellor for Diversity, who has got a long career here at the university, family. We're going to talk about a lot of things with Todd. But Todd, let's kick it off. You're coordinating and running the diversity issues. Let's talk about your role here at SIU and what we're doing around diversity here.
Well, Matt, thank you for allowing me to be here today, and I'm also going to thank you for having me follow the Chancellor Lane. That wasn't fair to me, but we'll go with that. As Matt said, I'm interim associate chancellor for diversity here at SIU Carbondale, who also oversees the affirmative action office, and who also oversees the Student Multicultural Resource Center, which oversees the Black Resource Center, the Hispanic Latino Resource Center, the LGBTQ Resource Center, and the Women's Resource Center. I've been here for 12 years, going on 13 years on December 1st. And I'm going to tell you, Matt, this has been some of the best time I've ever had in my career, in my life. So this has been fun. The diversity initiatives we have going on, as you know, with the unrest that happened in the summer of 2020, Chancellor Lane started July 1st, and we started the Chancellor's Task Force on Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion. And we provided our initiatives to Chancellor Lane and to the cabinet. And we have come up with a diversity plan, which will probably be included into the strategic plan that Chancellor Lane brought up earlier, talking about his 5 pillars. And I know diversity, equity, and inclusion will probably be one of those pillars. Some of those things that we're going on, I don't know if you all know, we have a diversity newsletter that we put out, which is, I think that was on the alumni website this week. We have some other things going on. I'm not going to go into great detail with those, but we have, like I said, the task force. We do what we call Saluki conversations, which will be coming up. We do one once a month. Last year in October, we did a 1 week of diversity week, where we had probably over 60 different events, and we plan to do that again this year. And it's going to be, I believe it's going to be August 26th to September 3rd. I believe it's going to Monday through Friday. So we'll start with that, and then we'll go from there. Thank you.
Thank you, Todd. So we're going to go to a couple of quick videos.
Okay.
Take a look at, we think, pretty exciting, telling the story. And then we'll come back, talk a lot more about what's going on with that diversity plan. Very exciting.
Hi, my name is Devin Speed. I'm a junior here at SIU Carbondale. I'm an exercise science major with a minor in psychology, and I am from Lawton, Oklahoma. This African American scholarship has helped me have an affordable college education, and for that I am very grateful. Please donate to this fund because every dollar is an investment for mine and all of our futures.
Hi, my name is Dariah Ireland. I am a senior here at SIUC, and my major is business management with a specialty in healthcare enterprise and a minor in healthcare management. I'm from Chicago, Illinois. I received this African American Achievement Scholarship in the fall of 2020, and it helped me be able to attend school without any complications like worrying about what's going on at home, or how I'm going to buy books, or how I'm going to pay for the rest of my tuition that my financial aid didn't cover. Please donate to this fund because it is important to give back to the community as well as help students who want to receive a higher level of education. College is already hard, so as students, we shouldn't have to worry about costs while also focusing on mentally preparing for class, being enthusiastic while going to class, and also being able to pay for books, housing, food for those who live off campus. So please, please, please give to this fund. It really helps a lot of students who are in need that majority of the time we don't say anything and we silently struggle. So this will help that silent struggle come to the light and make sure that students are able to receive the higher education. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Kennard Tucker. I serve as the Vice President of the SIU Black Alumni Group and the Chair of the Dunbar Leadership Society. I encourage you to join me on March 3rd for the SIU Day of Giving and consider making a leadership pledge toward this worthy cause. The Dunbar Leadership Society was launched through the SIU Foundation, and it's geared around African American alums making a pledge at the leadership level of $1,000 or more. There are a number of worthy causes that your contribution will go toward supporting, such as the many needs-based scholarships housed with the Office of Diversity. For more information on how you can participate, please contact the SIU Foundation at siuf.org. Thank you.
Okay, we're back live here in the studio with Todd Bryce, and so much to talk about after those two great videos. Todd, let's start with scholarships. Let's talk about that, if you would.
Well, I want to thank Daria and Devin Speed for the video that you just saw. Devin and Daria were recipients of our African American Achievement Scholarship, and as they said, it has benefited them. And my thing is that over the last couple years, we used to give out prior to 2018, we used to give out 22 of those scholarships for about $500 a piece. And lately, because of the pandemic and some other things, and because of the fiscal crisis that we had in 17 and 18, 16 and 17, we're down to this year only being able to give out probably about 9 of those scholarships.
Nice.
And our goal is to try to increase that back to the 22 that we used to have. As Kennard mentioned, we started the Dunbar Leadership Scholarship as well, starting with $1,000 gifts. That's something that started with the foundation this year. I hope they give to those. But we also have many different scholarships, Matt, that we have the African American Achievement. We through my office. We also have the Hispanic American Fund. We also have the Native American Fund, and the Dunbar, as I mentioned, but also with my Student Multicultural Resource Center, we also have what we call Emergency Tuition Fund scholarships. And those are the Hispanic, Latino Emergency Tuition Fund, the Black Resource Center Tuition Fund, LGBTQ Resource Fund, and the Women's Emergency Resource Fund. And what those do is those are for students who are above our threshold, which is currently at $1,500. And if a student owes $1,800 or $2,000, this money helps fund them to get them below their threshold so they can register for the next semester. And I will tell you, the first year that we started the Black Resource Center Fund, which is about 4 years ago, I believe, through the donations of the Black Alumni Group, we were able to help 11 students that semester. And over time, we've been able to, we still receive donations, and we were able to help 4 more students. So it's been beneficial for our students. As Chancellor Lane mentioned, it's about, you talked about recruitment, but the one thing that your dollars help us is help us retain those students. We can go and get as many students as we want, but we have to retain them for 4 years. So our goal is to have them come to SIU, help them, give them the resources, but help them with their dollars, help them graduate, because that's the ultimate goal for every student.
Thank you, Todd. Again, on this day of giving, if you go to siuday.siu.edu, the website, scroll down the page, you'll see a box with a picture that's diversity initiatives. Hit that, click there. You'll get a drop down, and all these initiatives that Todd's talking about, you'll be able to restrict your gift to one of those funds. So again, siuday.siu.edu. Look for diversity initiatives, the drop down, and you can support. Todd's already talked about how these dollars truly help our students. We need to get back some scholarships to keeps our students in school and getting the opportunity to go through and graduate and go on to lead productive and meaningful lives. We had a quick video, Kennard Tucker, you mentioned. We're really excited about the Dunbar Leadership Society. Talk a little, Todd, if you would, about that.
Well, I will tell you that this is a initiative from Kennard Tucker, who is also the vice president of Black Alumni Group. It was presented to me about a year ago, and Kennard's focus, and along with the foundation, he's worked with Kevin as well. to bring African American giving back to SIU and have it from at a $1,000 level and going up. We have a board of directors, a board of directors that helps do this. We're going to also work with student groups. It's going to help fund student groups. It's going to help also fund some faculty and staff as well. I know Kennard has some potential donors. But this is going to be a great thing for SIU Carbondale. It's going to help a lot of our African American students.
It's a great initiative.
Yes.
We're excited about it, and we know it's going to be very, very successful. Todd, we've got about 4.5 minutes to go. And as we hear today, reaching out to our alums and our proud history, 152 years today, we celebrate our birthday. But I think about the Bryson name. And you and your dad and your uncle have had so much to do with this history of this place. I'd like you to share today with our audience just some of those. You're growing up, being around that. I've heard you talk about your uncle and Walt Frazier. Certainly your dad is legendary, Dr. Seymour Bryson. So if you would share some of the family connections and the little history there, if you would.
Well, Matt, you might make me cry here today, but I'm going to try to do my best. I have a long history with SIU. I was born in Henderson, Kentucky. And at that time, my dad, Harold Bardo, Paul Henry, and some others were down in Morganfield, Kentucky, working for the Job Corps, which was owned by SIU at the time. And I have been affiliated with SIU since I was born. My dad came here in 1955, and there's only been 2 years out of his life, and my dad died, unfortunately, in 2019. But only 2 years since 1955, he was not affiliated with SIU. So I grew up in the SIU family. My uncle, Paul Henry, was the first African American basketball coach here at SIU. Another good friend of mine was my dad, was the second black assistant coach here at SIU in basketball, named Herman Williams. I'd be remiss if I didn't mention Dr. Harold Bardo, who ran the med prep program for many, many years. So I grew up at Saluki. I didn't actually go to school here until I got my master's, graduated with my master's, but I will tell you this, my blood is maroon, and it's always been that way. We grew up knowing nothing except SIU basketball, SIU football, being there, watching the games with the national championship with the football, seeing Walt Frazier play, seeing Josie Merriweather play, seeing Mike Glenn play, seeing all the things that happened with Bruce Weber and Chris and Chris Lowry. My history has been SIU. And wherever you go, and as you all know, if you put on an SIU shirt, I don't care where you are in the country, everybody's going to recognize SIU as SIU Saluki. So I'm fortunate to be here. I moved back here in 2008, and it's like I said, it's probably the best 13 years of my life back here working and helping students. I'm not going to say to continue my dad's legacy. I will never be able to fill my dad's shoes and the people I mentioned shoes, but I'm very grateful to be able to work here.
Todd, you might cry. I've got goosebumps as you talked about that history with your family. I know what your dad meant to so many of our alums, and I hear stories all the time. I see it every day with what Todd Bryson is doing, supporting our students. That truly is incredible. And it shows the passion of the Bryson family, but all those that work on this campus. Thank you for what you do with that. Todd, we're down to a minute. Again, here's Giving, Day of Giving, siuday.siu.edu. Final thoughts, final push for our diversity initiatives.
First, I would like to say, and I wanted to follow what Chancellor Lane said, we are here because of great alumni like yourselves. But some of this would not be possible. We are starting the Dr. Seymour Bryson Future Scholars Program, and that we're being able to do that because of alums like you. You have raised a lot of money for that program, and so I want to thank you, alums, for doing that. You have done a tremendous service to SIU. That's going to be a program we have not had for many, many, many years. But Matt, I also want to thank you. Without some of some of the things I've mentioned, Matt came here a couple years ago, but this has been beautiful. Relationship with Matt. Matt has done a tremendous job to help minority students on this campus, even in a short time. So Matt, thank you, and thank your team.
Thank you, Todd. Thanks for your great leadership and again, support. To go to the website, diversity initiatives. Thanks for being with us today.